What's going on, guys? It's your boy Mac Vismo. Welcome back to the channel. This is the channel where tech is not everything, it's the only thing. And today, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to talk about the Sony ZV1. It's a small, nice camera. Everyone always asks me, yo, since I'm a videographer and I make content here on YouTube, a lot of people ask me, and I'm all into tech, so a lot of people always ask, what's the best camera for them to buy? First thing I ask them is, how well do you know how to use a camera? I always recommend the Sony ZV1 to them. It's a perfect camera for if you want to get into videography or photography. I just think it's very compact. For one, it has the best focal length. You get a 24 to 70 millimeter Zeiss lens on there, f1.8. It goes up to f11. Everyone knows that. I mean, okay, not everyone knows. I have a Sigma 24 to 70 f2.8, and it's a really big lens. I use that to do a lot of video work for clients and stuff like that. You have a nice little compact camera here, the Sony ZV1, that gives you that focal length of 24 to 70. That's what people are looking for, and a lot of people don't know that. I have prime lenses, but the 24 to 70 2.8 is beautiful. This camera doesn't have a full frame sensor. It has a 1-inch sensor. You can't really compare it to a full frame sensor because a full frame sensor is a full frame. It's a big old sensor in there, but it gets the job done very well. It's an upgrade to the RX 100. I did have the RX 100. I gave that as a gift. Comes with the Sony MP battery series. To me, these MP batteries are way stronger than the ones that came with RX 100. Get more recording time out. Gotta change your temperature to high if you don't want your camera to turn off in 5 minutes. Even my Sony A7 IV, when I got that, and I'm not even using it, I just turned it on, was messing with the menu, it turned off in 5 minutes. So I turned on the high temperature, and I realized that I record, it takes me close to 1 hour to record the video, and the camera didn't turn off, and I was like, you get a 1 for me right there, Sony. Next time. That's my favorite part. You get a pop-up screen with a 3 capsule microphone. You get a giant record button on top. You get the latest Sony autofocus system, including real-time eye autofocus. And you know what, real-time, that when you have it, the little dot following your eye. This has an oversample of 4K 24 to 30, which I love. This is recorded in 4K 30. You get the HLG, that's Sony codecs. You get the S-Log 2 and 3. I wouldn't use the S-Log 3. It doesn't gather enough color information because when you shoot in S-Log 3, you get a flat image, and then you have to go in and grade it. You can't just slap a LUT on there. Usually how I grade that, so I'll put the Sony log on it, and then I use the color. I go in the color wheels and I'll adjust it, but it's not something you could just slap a LUT on. It's harder to grade if you're a novice. I'm not saying that you won't learn, but if you really want it straight out of camera, these are my recommended PP, aka picture profile, that I recommend. So not gonna color grade if you're just gonna go from your camera to your social media and stuff like that. So you're gonna go in PP8, you're gonna set your gamut to movie, and the color mode, set that to this S gamut 3.cine. That's what you want to set your color mode to for a more dynamic range. Help you upload your video straight from here, straight from your camera, straight to your social media. It's nothing if you don't learn how to use your camera. There's recommended video on YouTube that I follow. Watching these videos, like full class of them, they go like for an hour. You gotta learn the triangles. You got your aperture, your ISO, your shutter. Once you learn those, every camera to you is the same. But I'm a Sony shooter, so I always recommend Sony. I'm sorry, guys, I'm a Sony man. And if you master these triangles, you are now a camera connoisseur, if I should say. This unit, I didn't buy this unit. I borrowed this from my friend. I recommend him to buy this. This camera comes with a built-in ND filter, so you could turn it on to handle the light outside. But for me, I'd recommend you use the intelligent modes. There's different modes on there. You got a bunch of them. For me, because I understand the camera, I use manual when I'm inside, but outside I think it's better intelligent video. So like I said, if you're thinking of getting this camera, you really get the vloggers kit. You get a mini tripod that turns into a selfie stick. We have the photo button, there's a zoom button, you got the shortcuts C1, you get a movie button, and you got the lock on there so it doesn't burn through your battery. With the intelligent mode, like I know I recommended using that outside, it recognizes whatever is on there. If it's an animal, landscape, it recognizes stuff if you get closer. When you get closer to objects, you see the macro icon comes up on it. It even recognizes an infant. It says infant on that. I was like, oh wow, look at that. It recognized my baby. When you press C2, it will focus mostly on what's in front of the camera. There's a function that I really want to talk about. It's called skin smoothing. I don't use that because I like to see details. I want to see bumps. I want to see everything in my face. You know what I'm saying? I want to see all that. So I don't use most of the feature on there. I just go for the meat and potatoes, 4K 30. You know, if I'm doing slow-mo, I'll do 1080p 60 at 120, you know, frames per second. That's how I do it. I just go for the meat and potatoes. But I think if you're a TikToker, vlogger, you will enjoy these things. For me, I don't. I just like making video and I like quality. I like details in my video. So, and I bet you didn't know that this video is shoot on the Sony ZV1. I actually shoot it on here. My setup that I use, I have the Sony ZV1 over there. I use for the microphone, I use this microphone right here. It's not a wireless mic. They both use the 3.5 millimeter. I plug the wireless go into the camera, and then I plug the other receiver here into this microphone, and I get great sound quality. Boy, busy. Yo, my God, see that next one.